After a week off for vacation, guess who's back? Sitting in a chair that I'm very much so familiar with, yours truly, Stephen M. Smith. Touchdown, Alabama. Guys do for myself, for the entire brand. But we got a great one today. We're gonna be previewing Bama for SEC Media Days. Coach Saban speaks tomorrow, bringing a lot of heavy leadership hitters with him. We're going to look at the Alabama football roster for 2022. There's been a lot of updates, especially when you look at current players, spring enrollees, summer enrollees, and transfers that have all gotten new numbers or updated numbers. So we'll look at that to familiarize yourself with those guys. And then, we'll look at the Alabama defensive line. I know Jim Nagy, a scout in the NFL, 205-448-1358. And one more time, 205-448-1358. Want to hear from you. Of a daily Super Chat goal, $75. Daily Super Chat goal. Appreciate you guys. But John Ivory, let's pop the bottle on the conversation. So, SEC Media Days starting today. Had a few teams to go today. Ole Miss, Lane Kiffin went today. LSU, Brian Kelly went today, but it will continue until Thursday in Atlanta. Normally the media days is in this area here, the Birmingham area, at the Hyatt Regency Winfrey Hotel in Hoover. But Commissioner Greg Sankey, we know how he is. He wants to expand the brand. He wants to expand everything. So you will have the media days in Atlanta. I've heard conversations of the media days at some point going to Nashville, but we'll see what happens. But tomorrow is the big day. Coach Saban, Crimson Tide, make way to Atlanta, and Saban's bringing some heavy hitters with him tomorrow. And those three guys, you got the Heisman Trophy winner Bryce Young back as a junior quarterback for the Crimson Tide, trying to win a national championship as a starting quarterback. And then you got Mr. Anderson, the Terminator, Big Willie, Steel Will Anderson Jr. on the defensive line, outside linebacker, will be joining Coach Saban. And then there is Jordan Battle, the senior safety, the veteran defensive back, a guy that's played a lot of football in that defense. He will accompany Young, Anderson, and Saban to this event. And this is cool because you have all three, leadership guys, right? You got the two young guns that got Alabama to the national championship a season ago with Bryce Young and Will Anderson. And then you got the wily veteran in Jordan Battle, of whom, Jordan Battle is never going to wow you with his playmaking ability. He's not going to have the oh my gosh type moments. But Battle, young man from South Florida, one thing we can say is he is consistent. And we've seen his numbers, his production, his development grow each season since he arrived from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, as a four-star in the 2019 class. This past season, Battle, 87 tackles, did have a team-high 3 interceptions, including 2 pick sixes, did have 4 pass breakups as well. So all three guys will be joining Coach Saban in Atlanta for the media days. But I think the cool part about media days is this is a time where you get to ask the tough questions as the media. You get to ask the entertaining questions as the media. And it's not just to the coaches, but also to the players, because the players, they get grilled with questions. They get asked, what's going on here? What's going on there? What's happening here? What should we know about? Take me behind the curtain. Paint me the picture. Take me behind the ribbon. And let me know for real. It's like that Drake song, Tell Me What's Really Going On. Like, tell us what's really going on. So that's what the media gets a chance to do on tomorrow in terms of Coach Saban and the Crimson Tide. And there are going to be a few questions, a few talking points, a few topics that will be thrown at Coach Saban. And I took the liberty to have a couple of these topics here on screen. And, first and foremost, Saban is not going to leave the podium without somebody giving him something on NIL and how the challenges that be in recruiting. Somebody's going to ask somebody about NIL. Somebody's going to throw something about Coach Saban, how big is the Alabama collective, right? Because we're seeing, Texas and what they got to offer. You're seeing Miami offer big money. Florida offers big money. Brian Kelly talked today about LSU's collective. So Saban is not going to leave the podium without somebody asking him about the NIL collective and then the challenges that offers there in recruiting. And it may not be me, but somebody may also ask about, the whole deal with Peter Woods and him choosing Clemson and the reason why he chose Clemson. Of course, he stated that, and a lot of people came at me about, Stephen, why was that story written? Hey, I sat there and took, in a journalistic view, what Peter Woods said and just put it out there for you guys to think on, meditate on, and let that marinate like that good barbecue chicken there on the grill. That's what I did. But we'll see the questions directed at Coach Saban, but one may definitely be about NIL and the challenges there in recruiting. Another question could be, his opinion on the relationship with Bill O'Brien and Bryce Young, right? They're entering year 2 of this sort of marriage together between offensive coordinator, play caller, and quarterback. And a lot of you, especially my man Jay from Sheffield, who faithful caller to the show, is always discussing, can we get some creativity from Billy O, from OB, from Coach O'Brien? Can we get that happening there, on the field? And I'm pretty sure somebody's going to direct, Coach Saban, how comfortable have you been with Bill O'Brien? How comfortable have you been with, after having seen him for a season? What's your confidence level? What's your level of comfortability in him calling the plays, running the offense, having that creativity, but also understanding, okay, when do I air this thing out? And when do I trust this offensive line with new O-line coach Eric Wolford, who's, by the way, doing a great job, and get this run game going? How do I differentiate between the two? And then with the marriage to Bryce Young, continuing to bounce ideas off of him, understanding what he feels like, what he sees that may work, what I see that may work. So a question will get thrown out there about the relationship between Bill O'Brien and Bryce Young. Number 3 that could be thrown out there is the chemistry and the leadership for this year's team. What's that chemistry like on this year's team? Is this team bonding together? Do we see a group 100% going in the same direction? And that's toward a national championship. Because last season, that was a problem. The problem was you had 90% of guys going in the direction of team, and you had 10% going in direction of self. Big difference there. That's why you don't see a J.I. Hall on the roster anymore at Alabama. That's why you don't see a Javon Baker on the roster anymore at Alabama. That's why you don't see quite a few players on the roster anymore at Alabama, because some of those players represented the 10% that was pushing in the area of self as opposed to the 90% that was pushing in the area of team. So definitely a thought's going to come up. Coach Saban, what's the morale? What's the chemistry of this year's team? Is everybody pushing in the same direction? Do you like the leadership on this team? And he's talked about it in spring ball, where he brought up the leadership council, which has Will Anderson, Bryce Young, Henry To'o, Jordan Battle, DJ Dale. It's got some good guys on there. So leadership, chemistry, this year's team. This is offensive chemistry and defensive chemistry. Is that defense going to be rock solid, take his head off, rip the heart out of his chest, eat it, destroy the opponent's soul? Is it going to be that type of 2016 and previous years that won national championships type of defense? Offensively, what's the chemistry of that going to be like? And then I think last but not least, I thought it's going to be, Coach Saban, is this a championship team? Do you feel like this is? Because, at Media Days, Saban gives some very detailed, interesting nuggets about, how he feels that this team is going to look like. I remember in 2015 at Media Days, he talked about, we're breaking in a new quarterback in Jacob Coker. We're breaking in a lot of young talent at wide receiver. We're breaking in a lot of young talent at many different sides of the ball. So we're just going to have to see how all of these pieces mesh together. And what happened after he said that? Those pieces found a way to mesh together in 2015, despite the loss to Ole Miss. and they go on to win a national championship. So is this a championship team? That may be a thought they're directed to Coach Saban. But those just my thoughts there on questions that could be asked to Coach Saban, topics, ideas coming from the national and local media. And just looking forward to hearing from Bryce Young, Will Anderson, and Jordan Battle, the three individuals that will be accompanying their head coach to Atlanta. But unofficial countdown to the Alabama season upon us, SEC Media Days. We take our first break here on the show. Don't touch that dial, just getting started. When we get back, we go to the phone lines, we grab your calls, your thoughts, your conversations. We get to you, the Bama fans, after this.
You're watching In My Own Words with Stephen M. Smith, brought to you by We Own the Fourth Quarter. Get your four-finger bling necklace today by visiting weownthefourthquarter.com. Throw them foes up.
9 players have teamed up and released the Alabama Team Paper, which is a video yearbook they've put out for sale direct to fans. Now, for the first time, small dollar purchases from the fans can support the players as a group as well as a great cause, because $1 of every subscription payment is donated to the Boys and Girls Club of America. Be a 5-star fan base and support your team and a great cause with Team Paper. Check it out at teampaper.com/Alabama.
Remember the taste of Grandma's delicious sweets? Emily's Heirloom Pound Cakes brings back those precious memories with just one bite. Each cake made from scratch. They make the perfect dessert to share with family and friends for any occasion, and ordering is easy. Visit emily'sheirloompoundcakes.com. Click the online store and shop. Then pick up your fresh cake at the kitchen in downtown Homewood. Order yours online at emily'sheirloompoundcakes.com. Emily's Heirloom Pound Cakes, making memories from scratch.
All right, people, we're back in from the break on a Monday. SEC Media Days upon us. Coach Saban and your Crimson Tide will be in Atlanta on tomorrow. Speaking, and before we get to the phone lines to grab your calls, we got some super chats to get to. So, John, let's start the horn and dance, Stephen, as Lucian drops in the $5 donation. The super chats, appreciate the love there from Lucian. And then Jimmy, the bad man, make it rain, make it snow, make it thunder, Clay, that's 200, 2 stacks, 2 bills, Clay, $200 in the super chats. Appreciate the love from Jimmy Clay. We got the man Jamie Wilhelm with that $4.99 in the super chats. Appreciate Jamie. Daily super chat goal of $75 has been met. Appreciate all of you making this your show, your network, your space to talk Bama. Lucian, Jimmy Clay, Jamie Wilhelm showing the love here on the show. Now we go to the phone lines to grab your calls. Call segment brought to you by the Blue Ridge Gang, 205-448-1358. Number to call in, 205-448-1358. We grab this call here. You're live on the show. What's going on? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
Sports Media on YouTube. How you doing?
Doing great, Chris, and yourself. How you feeling?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Can't complain too much. Always love SEC Media Days week when it gets here. I know Saban and the Tide normally take the stage on Wednesday, but we get it a day early. We get it right there tomorrow. I'm excited to hear what they have to say. I'm excited to hear Coach, and you know that the football season is getting close when we get around to this week. I know you talked about what you expect to hear from Coach Saban, but what do you expect to hear from guys like Bryce Young and Will Anderson when they take the stage?
I think first and foremost, Chris, just how hungry they are, because the last time we heard from Bryce, he was at the Manning Passing Academy, and he was directed questions about the Heisman Trophy, and Bryce said, look, I mean, the Heisman's great. I'm not trying to downplay it, but last season was a failure. We didn't finish the way we wanted to. I came here to win a national championship as a starting quarterback. So I'm looking to hear a lot of Bryce's hunger and how much he's been able to work with a lot of these receivers. His connection with Jermaine Burton, has that gotten stronger? His connection with Tyler Harrell, has that gotten stronger? Has he been able to work with some of these freshmen like Aaron Anderson, Kendrick Law, Isaiah Bond, Kobe Prentice, Shaz Preston? What can they do? What can they provide? I'm looking forward to hear Bryce's thoughts on, Bill O'Brien. Has that connection gotten stronger and the ideas bounced off each other? For Will Anderson, just more of his focus on what can he see from this defense. Will Anderson has been very complimentary of this group, but as we have gone through the summer, what has he seen from this defense, the teammates around him, that has him pumped up, him energized, him excited?
That sounds good, man. I think that we'll get to definitely hear some good stuff from him. And then overall, when you look at the season ahead, I'm curious about a player. I might have missed this, but I know it's been a few months since he transferred in. What do you think of the Georgia transfer, Jermaine Burton? How can he contribute this year?
I think he can be in that role, Chris, of what John Mechie was a season ago. Just that complete all-around package guy. Smooth routes, good routes, create separation. He's got a bit more burst than Mechie. Mechie in a 40-yard dash, I would give Mechie maybe 4.42. Jermaine Burton could be somewhere around 4.37, 4.4 flat. So, Burton can give you a bit more burst, but I think as a complete full package type of deal, I look for him to kind of serve in that John Mechie type role.
That's awesome, man. All I can say is we can only wait and see what these guys do, because there's a lot of great transfers, a lot of young freshmen, a lot of guys coming back. All I can say is I'm ready for the football season. Thank you for taking my call. Love you guys. Love what you do. And roll Tide.
Appreciate Chris from Ballard Sports Media calling in right there, starting us off. We grabbed this call here. You are live on the show. What's going on? How are you feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
Here comes the bride, all dressed in white. Stephen, I'll tell you what, you're going to have to get that Dancing Stephen off that screen. You're killing me, man. I'm glad you're back. I love the wedding. It looked good on YouTube, but you can't have no wedding without me and Jimmy Clay and Spencer and Marvin and Justin. We're gonna have to have a little talk with you. What happened about that now? If you have to explain it to me.
Well, what happened was Bride wanted a small wedding, man. I mean, I tried, but Bride wanted a small wedding.
Okay. Well, all right. Since it's a bride, then we're going to let it go. We all going to be all right here. But anyway, y'all get over there tomorrow. Y'all don't get Coach Saban all wound up. Now, he's getting old. He's 71 years old. Ain't no need in getting him wound up, getting his motor tight, getting him all excited. But I'm interested. Of course, they're going to pop the Jimbo Fisher question. Somebody is. And I don't know how that's going to go over too well. But anyway, we'll see the NIL. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But we want to thank I see all the Blue Rinse people here. So many here tonight, I couldn't say hello to everybody. But I'm saying it now. Hello to everybody. Y'all looking good. Y'all make this the number one show. Hottest show in the street, hottest show in the country, hottest show in the back alley, hottest show in the dumpster. I'm telling you, it's number one show everywhere you go, even in the trash can. But I love y'all. Jimmy Clay, I tell you what, well, you made me break out in the sweat there with them two stacks. I'm going to have to borrow a little money off you. I got to have some gas money, go up here at the store. But I'm going to have to pull on one of these Coors Lights after a while. I love you, Stephen. You're looking good. Congratulations, John. You're doing a great job. I love everybody on here. Y'all have a good week. I'm going to be on vacation this week. I'm going to rest. I'll see y'all next week. Good Lord willing, y'all be safe. Bye-bye, everyone.
Appreciate weighing in the president calling into the show on a Monday, and we take this call here. You're live on the show. What's going on? How we feeling tonight? State your name and where you calling from.
Roll Tide, Stephen, and congratulations, man. You looking good on there.
Appreciate it, William, and I appreciate it, man. I mean, tomorrow is media day. He's going to get a chance to hear from Saban, Bryce Young, Will Anderson, Jordan Battle. Looking forward to hearing what all the guys have to say, because it's around this time where the excitement really starts to bubble, because football season is right there. I mean, it's right there.
Yeah, where's September 3 at, man? I need to hurry up and get here.
We waiting on it too, Will. I mean, we waiting on September 3 so you can have Bama, and Utah State at Bryant-Denny, and then September 10 when you head on down to Texas to take on the Horns.
There you go. Hey, I just wanted to get on here to say a congratulations to Darian Maslow's and Maslow's mom and the great thing that he did for her. Did you hear about it?
I did. Saw the video. Big Phil is a great dude. Big Phil is just one of those guys that he's a part of that Saban process where Phil understood that from the moment he came to Alabama in 2017 from Louisiana to the moment he got drafted, he knew what the mission was. He knew the mission was come to Alabama, take the coaching, understand what Coach Saban is trying to mold you to become, and then when you have a chance to go pro and fulfill a lifelong dream, don't forget to give back to mom. And we saw Devontae Smith do that, and we saw Phidarian Mathis give back to a woman that has meant everything to him, and just to see the joy in her face and to see the joy in his face to walk her in the house and say, Mom, this is yours. It just does your heart so good to see that.
Man, I just get chills just thinking about that, man. It's I tell you what, there's no better place for a fellow to go to learn life's lessons than Alabama. Roll Tide, Stephen.
Absolutely. Appreciate my man William Bryan from Iowa calling into the show. We take this call here. You're live on the show. What's going on? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from. You're live on the show, caller.
Hey, Stephen.
What's happening?
This is Noah Owens from Homeland, Virginia, man. How you?
Man, I can't complain, man. Doing well. Looking forward to tomorrow. We got Coach Saban at Media Days.
Hey, Stephen.
I hear you know you're right there.
Championship.
Who I think's going to win the championship?
We win the national championship, man.
I think this is Bama should have get it, man. I think this is Bama should have get it. Bryce is hungry. Will's hungry. Coach Saban's. I think this is Bama should have get it.
I'll see you, Stephen. Nice to meet you, man.
Absolutely. Appreciate my man Noah calling in from Virginia, giving his thoughts on that championship. I truly think this is Bama should have get it. I mean, after coming up short with young group last year, these guys veterans now, as hungry as Bryce and Will are, and the others are, I'm ready for this. We take this call right here, though. You're live on the show. What's going on? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
Stephen M. Smith, is Justin Riley. Really excited to have you back, man. So proud of you and so happy for you and your new wife, man. Congratulations.
I appreciate that, Justin. Appreciate being back and, you guys and the love that you showed Mia and myself. And, John Ivory did his thing. John and Justin and Pat, man, I mean, those three, with those three, I feel like I could climb Mount Everest. As long as I got John, Justin, and Pat, I can climb Mount Everest. John, don't put that on the board, though. I'm not climbing Mount Everest anytime soon.
I hear you, man. But listen, I'm very excited about a huge win we got yesterday. Alabama, Nick Saban, and Robert Gillespie marched into Beaufort, Georgia, and snagged a four-star top 50 running back. Oh, and he was a Georgia legacy, Justice Haynes. Wow, man. Really excited about that. That's something I'm looking forward to, once he touches down on campus. This is a guy that, I can compare to DeAndre Swift and maybe a little bit of Najee Harris. Has great burst and vision. But he's also patient, and he's able to utilize that burst and vision to find the open lane and can accelerate through without being touched. But make no mistake, if anybody tries to touch him, they're going to pay for it. He's a physical specimen. Looks like he's going to be on stage of the next Mr. Olympia if you hadn't seen any pictures. But one of the most exciting parts is he's actively recruiting five-star running back Richard Young. Man, we can have that two-headed monster come through there in 2023. Man, I'm excited.
That and that's the big thing right there, Justin, is Justice Haynes is a freak in his own right, the Georgia legacy right there. But if you can get him and Richard Young, and it's not just Haynes actively recruiting Young, Wilkin Formby, four-star offensive lineman commit, one of the top tackles in this class, is also actively recruiting Richard Young. If you can get Young and Haynes, if you can get both, if you get that thunder and lightning ordeal right there, that could be really something nasty in T-Town. So recruiting, I know it took a big peak, a big jump in June, but this month we're starting to see a lot more people being hot on the tide rolling in here.
Oh, without a doubt. And by the way, Stephen, we had your back last week on the Bama Standard, and we took up for you with all those yahoos on Twitter and the rest of the social media. We let them know where their place is. So, hey, we always got you, man.
Appreciate my man Justin Riley right there calling in the whole Bama Standard family right there and what they do here. Join the TDA family. But we got some super chats to get to. Speaking of the Bama Standard, $4.99 in the super chats from the Bama Standard. Appreciate Justin Riley, Bo Scarborough, comedy legend Steve Brown, Marvin Constant, everybody helping us out there right there, the Bama Standard. And then we got Smooth coming in here with that $19.99 in the super chats. Appreciate that love from Smooth. And folks, Jimmy Clay got that money to blow. $100 from JC. Jimmy Clay dropping another stack, making it rain on this show. Appreciate the love there that Jimmy Clay shows to us. And as my man Chris from Ballard Sports Media mentioned, normally Alabama does speak on Wednesday. So I guess Greg Sankey wanted to give Bama a little bit earlier because having Bama speak just means more. So Bama speaking on Tuesday instead of the traditional Wednesday. But quick topic right here, people, and that goes to the Maxwell Award, which goes to college football's Player of the Year. It's already got the preseason list out. The preseason candidates have been announced, and two of those preseason guys come from, well, your Crimson Tide. Bryce Young and Will Anderson, preseason candidates for the Maxwell Award. Bryce Young at quarterback, reigning Heisman Trophy winner. Will Anderson on defense as an outside linebacker, reigning Bronco Nagurski Award winner. So big ups to both of those two. We will see who could end up winning this honor here of the Maxwell Award, as Bryce and Will Anderson both candidates for that. Before we take a break, it seems like, John, another super chat has just popped in here. Man, you guys are laying it on nicely today. We got the man, Curtis Turman. Curtis Turman has come in here, and he has dropped, listen, we got Curtis. Curtis has dropped the $9.99 in the super chat, so appreciate my man Curtis Turman showing love to the show. When we go to a break right here, folks, don't touch that dial. When we get back, we're going to be updating you on all of the new numbers that current players, summer enrollees, spring enrollees, and transfer guys are going to familiarize you with all the new numbers that have been hitting you on the Bama roster, and we'll do that after this.
You know what we do at the start of the fourth quarter. We throw them foes up. But now you don't have to wait until the fourth quarter. Get your 4-finger bling necklace at weownthefourthquarter.com. It's the first and only logo that captures the essence of all Crimson Tide players and fans as we represent the legendary Alabama football fourth quarter dominance. Get your 4-finger bling necklace right now at weownthefourthquarter.com. Get yours today and stun on them haters. Touchdown Alabama Magazine is Alabama football's premier publication. A subscription to Touchdown Alabama Magazine is the perfect gift for any Alabama fan. For exclusive news and information, recruiting updates, a free annual print magazine, and more, go to touchdownalabama.com and click join. Only $7.95 per month, or pay $74.95 for a full year subscription. That's a yearly saving of $20. Go to touchdownalabama.com today and roll Tide. Thank you for tuning in. Show your support right now by clicking that like button. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button now and enable all notifications to make sure you don't ever miss any of the best Alabama football news, notes, and information right here on Touchdown Alabama.
All right, people, we're back into the action from the break. Hottest show on the streets, talking your Bama football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith, Touchdown Alabama Magazine. The unofficial countdown to the Crimson Tide football season is upon us. SEC Media Days is here. Coach Saban and your Crimson Tide will speak on tomorrow from Atlanta. Guys, shout out my man, Big Bill. Bill from New York with that $5 donation in the Super Chats. Appreciate my man Bill showing love to us right here on the show. But now we get into big updates here on the Alabama football roster in terms of new numbers being announced here, according to RollTide.com, and these new numbers are coming from current players, summer enrollees in terms of freshmen, spring enrollees in terms of freshmen, and all of the transfer players. So it's time for us to familiarize ourselves, get you a pen and paper, highlight these names, highlight these numbers, circle them, put a star by them, underline them, put an asterisk by them so that you will know what these numbers are for these particular players, as John and I will be getting these up here on screen. So first and foremost, we will start here with our current guys, the current, veteran players, and we look at Jace McClellan. Jace McClellan, who normally wears number 21, he will now wear number 2 for the upcoming season. So Jace McClellan wears number 2. In the defensive backfield, Terrion Arnold has normally worn number 12. He will now be number 3 in the upcoming season. So Terrion Arnold, number 3. Jalen Milroe has worn Jalen Milroe was number 15 at one point in time. Now he will wear number 4. Jalen Milroe will wear number 4 this upcoming season for your Crimson Tide. So he's number 4. Roydell Williams has fancied number 23 in his career at Alabama, number 23. He will now be number 5. So Roydell Williams will wear number 5 at running back. And so last but not least, defensive back Devontae Smith has worn number 27. He will now wear number 8. So Devontae Smith will wear number 8. So we're going to run back through those. You've got Jace McClellan now rocking number 2. Terrion Arnold rocking number 3. Jalen Milroe rocking number 4. Roydell Williams will have number 5. And Devontae Smith, defensive back, will have number 8. We move now to the transfer players. So in terms of the transfers for the Crimson Tide, both spring and summer guys. So for your spring guys, Jahmyr Gibbs will wear, for the summer guys, I guess the summer guys first. For your summer guys here, Tyler Steen will wear number 54. He'll wear number 54, offensive lineman Tyler Steen. Tyler Harrell, wide receiver transfer coming over from Louisville, will wear number 8. And Miles Kitzelman, JUCO tight end coming over from Hutchinson Community College, will wear number 88. So those are the summer transfers. As far as the spring transfers, we know Jahmyr Gibbs will wear number 1. We know that Jermaine Burton will wear number 3. And we also know that Eli Ricks will wear number 7. So those will be the spring transfers. Now we look at the spring, we look at the summer enrollees here. So your summer enrollees in terms of freshmen, we'll start things off with guys like Isaiah Bond. Isaiah Bond, wide receiver, will wear number 17. That's Isaiah Bond. We've got, not spring, summer guys. Thank you, John, for getting me right there. So spring guys first off. So spring guys for this freshman class here. We look at first and foremost Aaron Anderson. So Aaron Anderson's got number 13, and then we've got Kendrick Law, who will wear number 18 here, or number 19. I think it's number 18. So Kendrick Law will wear number 18. And then Tyler Booker will wear number 52. He came in the spring. Ty Simpson has number 15 as he came in the spring. Jamarion Miller will wear number 26 as he came in the spring. And that would be, okay, those are your spring guys right there. Also, Elijah Brown, tight end, will wear number 85. He came in the spring. In terms of the summer guys here, in terms of summer guys, and we're not in the transfers, but in terms of the summer guys here that came, Isaiah Bond will wear number 17. He came in the summer. Jake Pope, I believe he's number 21. So Jake Pope is wearing number 21. He came in the summer. Elijah Pritchett will wear number 77. He came in the summer. Isaiah Hastings will wear number 99. He came in the summer. Antonio Kite, defensive back, will wear number 12. He came in the summer. Shaz Preston, wide receiver. He came in the summer. He will wear number 18. So Kendrick Law will wear 19. Shaz Preston will wear number 18. Kobe Prentice, he came in the summer. He will wear number 80. Emmanuel Henderson, running back, he came in the summer. He'll be rocking number 24. So, yeah. Amari Black, he came in the summer. I think he's got number 85, if I'm not mistaken there, John. Number 4. Trying to see Amari Black there at the tight end position. See what number? 84. There we go. Also, he had the number that J.I. Hall would have had. So 84 will be for Amari Black. But those are just some of the guys there. You see the numbers on screen of the current players, veteran guys, of some of the summer enrollees and transfers, of the spring enrollees and transfers, the different jersey numbers they will be rocking, they'll be wearing here in the upcoming season. So I know a lot of numbers there, a lot of different data that are being thrown at you. But for you as the Bama Nation, if you go to RollTide.com, you will see all of those numbers, all of that different information right there at your fingertips. So get yourself familiar with that, all the new numbers, all the players, so that you'll be set to go for the upcoming season in the fall. But we're going to take a break right here, folks. So touch that dial, because when we get back, we're back to you, the Alabama fans, getting your phone calls, your thoughts, your chats, your conversations coming right after this.
Don't touch that dial. Call in right now as we're taking your calls up next on In My Own Words with Stephen M. Smith. Brought to you by We Own the Fourth Quarter. Visit WeOwnTheFourthQuarter.com now to get your 4-finger bling necklace.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Marvin Constant, All-SEC linebacker and 1999 SEC champion. You are listening to In My Own Words, brought to you by Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Roll Tide.
Every sports fan deserves the proper representation. Whitwell Sports introduces to you the Title Towel. Wave that Title Towel in the air like you just don't care. In support of Nick Saban and the Alabama Crimson Tide. Only $9.99 and it lasts a lifetime. Head on over to WhitwellSports.com and get your Title Towel today. Touchdown Alabama Magazine is Alabama football's premier publication. A subscription to Touchdown Alabama Magazine is the perfect gift for any Alabama fan. For exclusive news and information, recruiting updates, a free annual print magazine, and more, go to touchdownalabama.com and click join. Only $7.95 per month, or pay $74.95 for a full-year subscription. That's a yearly saving of $20. Go to touchdownalabama.com today and roll Tide. Thank you for tuning in. Show your support right now by clicking that like button. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button now and enable all notifications to make sure you don't ever miss any of the best Alabama football news, notes, and information right here on Touchdown Alabama.
And we are back in here to the action, folks. From the break on a Monday, hottest show on the streets, covering your Crimson Tide football program. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of Touchdown Alabama Magazine, getting that work week started off for you correctly. It is also the unofficial countdown to the start of the Alabama football season. SEC Media Days upon us. Coach Saban and the Crimson Tide will speak tomorrow in Atlanta. Quite a few teams spoke today, but right now, we go to the phone lines to take your calls. Call segment brought to you by the Blue Wrench Gang, 205-448-1358. Number to call in, 205-448-1358. We grab this call here. You're live on the show. What's going on? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
What's going on, Steven? Charles, call from Demopolis.
Charles, what's happening, brother?
Nothing.
Tell me something good, Charles.
Just want to tell you congratulations on your wedding.
Man, I appreciate that, Charles. Thank you.
No problem. Y'all make a baby?
Man, we ain't making babies yet, Charles. Hey, give that some time, my man. Give that some time.
All right. Roll Tide.
Appreciate Charles calling in, and appreciate Charles for that call right there. We already had a comment in the chat saying Stephen wins the first baby comment. Give me some time, y'all. yeah. Give me some time there on that. But hey, the next journalist, he'll be here at some point. Guys, shout out Jimmy Clay with that $27 donation. No, Jimmy Clay on fire, man. Dancing, Stephen feeling it. I'm feeling it. John Ivory's feeling it. Appreciate the love there from the man, Jimmy Clay there. But I thought Jimmy was interesting. You know, Brian Kelly spoke today, LSU head coach, talked about how much he loves the food in Baton Rouge, loves the people, loves the culture, loves the recruits, is excited about what he's going to be able to do down there in Death Valley, Tiger Stadium. And, Alabama goes to Death Valley to take on LSU this season. And after, Brian Kelly has had a few moments too, against the Crimson Tide to get a win. It has not happened for Mr. Kelly, but we will see what happens. And, of course, it's always fun to hear Lane Kiffin. Always fun to hear Coach Kiffin. Coach Kiffin's going to have that respect for Coach Saban. I know today he mentioned something about, I couldn't tell you what number Alabama is on the schedule. And a lot of people may take that and be like, oh, he's trying to take a shot at Alabama. Not necessarily. I mean, Coach Kiffin is trying to focus on the teams he has to play on the schedule prior to facing Alabama. And Alabama has to go back to Oxford this season to take on Ole Miss. And every time I go down to the Oxford, boy, great venue. Great venue with Lane Kiffin. You never know what could be on the menu. So it's going to be fun. But it's going to be also great to hear Coach Saban tomorrow. We're going to take this call right here. You're live on the show. What's going on? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
Hey, man, this is Mike from Kentucky. Congratulations on your wedding, Stephen.
Appreciate it, Mike. Appreciate it, my man. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man, but don't be telling no lies. You know it's 9 months till Mother's Day.
I know it's 9 months till Mother's Day, man. I'm aware of this.
Yeah, man, I'm doing all right, man. I had a pretty good night at the boat the other night. Hit a straight flush. Paid a few ducks.
Hey,
pretty happy about that.
Can't beat that.
That's $7,500. If it would have been an ace high, it would have been $160,000. But
hey,
can't complain.
Hey, you can't beat that. I mean, I'm looking forward to hearing from Nick Saban, obviously, but I'm also looking forward to hearing from Bryce Young and Will Anderson. Like, what do those two, as the leaders of this team, the young guns last year, veterans now, what do they have to say? What is their hunger level, their focus level? How are they feeling about this season? And not to say that Jordan Battle isn't important, because Jordan Battle is, and I want to hear from him too, but I kind of want to hear, what does Will Anderson and Bryce Young thinking right now?
Man, these guys are poised for a big season, and I just can't. Well, there's so much talent this year. I mean, there's so many guys to talk about. It's hard to pick one out.
It's hard, my man Mike, because at Alabama, anybody can pop at any given moment. And you may feel like so-and-so is ready, and then so-and-so we haven't even talked about goes, sit down, bruh, it's my time. And you're like, where did he come from?
I tell you, I like the dark horse guys. I think Jaheim Otis will be in the rotation.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Regularly, halfway through the season. And next year, he's going to be the second coming of Deron Payne. He's a monster. Just from watching his junior year in high school film, that boy is like double trouble. You're going to have a bad day if you got to line up against that cat.
That boy is bad. And what impresses me, Mike, so much about Jaheim, his focus, man, on getting himself in the best body shape. I've never seen a man drop weight like this. I think he came in. With a little over 400, maybe 390. This guy's dropped weight like it's nothing. I saw a recent video of him. The brother cut up and swole. I'm like, good God.
Boy wants it. And that's what we need, guys that want it.
That cat different, man. That cat's different. I'm looking forward to seeing Otis on the field. But appreciate my man Mike from Kentucky calling in right here on a Monday. Otis is a guy I'm looking forward to seeing on the field. There's a few others. There's definitely a few others, but we'll get into the defensive line a little bit later. Got to shout out McConaughey with that $100 donation to Super Chats. McConaughey. And, man, I need to get on with Jimmy Clay on. Is Jimmy Clay on AARP? Is he on like Chase Bank? Another $19 coming in from Jimmy Clay. Love him. Jamie Wilhelm, $4.99 coming in from him. I mean, you guys are showing pure love. I love it. Love being back, man. Love being back talking Crimson Tide football with you, the Alabama football fans, and John Ivory, who does what he does, trying to keep me from blowing a gasket over here. But love John Ivory in the production studio. But we got a cool little topic right here, and this goes to the Bama alums in the NFL, primarily at the wide receiver position. So Madden 23 is coming out in August, and the game is paying homage to the great John Madden, who passed away in December of last year. And with Madden on the cover of the game, 3 Bama receivers or former Bama receivers are headlining in different rating categories. So Amari Cooper, who's now with the Cleveland Browns, I don't understand for the life of me why Jerry Jones let that man walk to Cleveland out of Dallas. But I digress. I'm calm. Amari Cooper, Cleveland Brown now. According to EA Sports and the NFL Players Association, Amari Cooper was given an overall rating of 90 for wide receiver. So he's in the top 10. He has the 10th best overall rating for Madden 23 at 90. In terms of speed, Jalen Waddle with the Miami Dolphins, and even though Jameson Williams has not played a snap for the Detroit Lions, his speed precedes him. So both of those two in the speed category, Jameson Williams is number 2 according to the Madden 23 ratings for speed, 98. Got a speed grade of 98. He's second to only Tyreek Hill of the Dolphins, who has a speed rating of 99. Jalen Waddle has a speed rating of 97. So both of those two at number 2 and number 4, respectively, in terms of speed for Madden 23. So you got Cooper, Waddle, J-Mo, all getting that respect from EA Sports, Madden, where Madden 23 is concerned. I need to go pick up that game, John. I got to go pick up Madden 23 so I can play with all 3 of those guys. But we're going to go to a break here, folks, on the show. Don't touch that dial, because when we return, we wrap up loose ends by discussing the Alabama defensive line. Can this group be consistent affecting the passer and stopping the run? There's one NFL scout that has higher hope on Alabama's defensive line than most do. We'll talk about the D-line after this.
If you're an avid Alabama Crimson Tide fan and you love to flaunt it, then show your Alabama Crimson Tide support by grabbing the All Bama sneakers. They feature bold Crimson Tide graphics, so no one will be able to question where your allegiance lies. When you add these sweet sneakers to your Alabama Crimson Tide collection, go to stsfootwear.com and use the code TDAlabama for $15 off your purchase. That's code TDAlabama for $15 off your purchase. Go to stsfootwear.com and get your All Bama sneakers today. Touchdown Alabama Magazine is Alabama football's premier publication. A subscription to Touchdown Alabama Magazine is the perfect gift for any Alabama fan. For exclusive news and information, recruiting updates, a free annual print magazine, and more, go to touchdownalabama.com and click join. Only $7.95 per month, or pay $74.95 for a full year subscription. That's a yearly saving of $20. Go to touchdownalabama.com today and roll Tide. Thank you for tuning in. Show your support right now by clicking that like button. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button now and enable all notifications to make sure you don't ever miss any of the best Alabama football news, notes, and information right here on Touchdown Alabama.
Folks, we're back popping in here from the break. Hottest show on the streets, giving you your Crimson Tide football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of Touchdown Alabama Magazine on a Monday. Unofficial countdown to the Alabama football season. SEC Media Days is here from Hotlanta. The ATL, Coach Saban and the Crimson Tide will be speaking on tomorrow. And I'm going to have Jimmy Clay help me run my next business because he got the cake. He got the cash. $50 more in the pot for Jimmy Clay helping us out here on the show. Appreciate my man Jimmy Clay for the love he shows. Not just him, but all of you donating, calling, texting, chatting, making this your platform, your network to talk Bama football. Don't forget about TDAwear.com. That's TDAwear.com. We got your swagger, sauce, drip, clothing, cultural, fashion needs right here. TDAwear.com. If you want to get yourself started for the summer workouts, you can do that right now. If you want to get yourself started for fall camp, you can do that right now. If you want to get yourself started for the 2022 college football season, you can do that right now. Go to TDAwear.com. Link in the description, TDAwear.com. Get you that gear today. Shouting out Jamie Wilhelm with that $4.99 in the Super Chats. $4.99 coming in here from Jamie Wilhelm. And also, people, if you love fun, entertainment, laughter, Bama legends, and a whole bunch of Bama conversation, you got to check out the Bama Standard tomorrow, 6 p.m. Central Time, streaming right here on the TDA YouTube channel with my guys, Justin Riley, Bo Scarborough, former Alabama running back and USFL champion for the Birmingham Stallions, all SEC linebacker and Bama great Marvin Constant, comedy legend Steve Brown, yours truly, Stephen M. Smith. We keep you laughing, we keep you thinking, we possibly going to have you laugh so much you cry, and we talk Alabama football with the esteemed Bama legends. So check us out tomorrow, 6 p.m. Central Time on YouTube for TDA right here, the Bama Standard. But we're getting to now final topic of conversation, and that being the Alabama defensive line. And this is a group that is a little bit of a question mark for U.S. fans, just due to, in years past, we've seen so much dominance from the defensive line. And it's either been one guy just taking over the game from start to finish, a Jonathan Allen, a Deron Payne, a Quinnen Williams, a Christian Barmore, if you will, or it's several guys if you have a year where you're just that fortunate. And Bama's had a year where they've just been that blessed and fortunate to have several guys on the defensive line just take over and tee off. But, last season, Phidarian Mathis was good. He was strong. He was consistent. He was consistent. But, behind Big Phil, you had, when Byron Young got out there, he would do some things. Didn't have much opportunities. Justin Aboigbe, talented, but hasn't showed that monster in him quite yet. DJ Dale, yes, hampered with injuries and talent, but haven't really seen him really take over the way you want to see him take over. T.M. Smith, he's got ability, got talent. Want to see him take over? Is this his year? You got to look at that. So, for a lot of U.S. fans, you look at this defensive line as kind of a question mark of, is there anybody on that line, just the front line, removing Will Anderson, removing Dallas Turner, removing outside linebackers from this equation? I understand those guys can walk down as an extra defensive end. I get that. But removing them completely from the equation right now. We're just talking about pure defensive linemen. And for a lot of U.S. fans, the question is, does Alabama have that type of guy, that ferocious type of guy? Or, does it have a couple of those types of guys? And some people not as high on Alabama's defensive line in the upcoming season because we just didn't see last year that type of a ferocious guy that just says, hey, I'm about to take this game over and there's nothing you can do about it, right? I'm about to blow your cap off and there's nothing you can do about it, right? I'm about to destroy your quarterback, destroy your running back, destroy your game plan, destroy your rhythm, destroy your tempo, and there's nothing you can do about it, right? Didn't see that guy consistently from start to finish, just defensive line now, throughout the 2021 campaign. So the question is, with guys like Byron Young back, DJ Dale back, Justin Boybe back, can Alabama's defensive line get that consistent pressure? Can they consistently stuff that running back, stop the run? Can Alabama's defense consistently put the opposing team's offense behind the chains, behind the down and distance every single time? That's the question. And the reason why I bring this up is there's one NFL scout that thinks highly or higher of this defensive line than most others do, and that most of us do. And this guy is none other than Jim Nagy. He's been an NFL scout for 18 plus years. He's scouted 14 Super Bowl teams. He's the executive director for the Reese's Senior Bowl. Really awesome event. I've had a chance to attend a couple of times. It's been fantastic. So when Jim Nagy says something, I put stock in it. I put value in it because he knows what he's talking about. He's been around the game for a very, very, very long time. And so he's stating that, you know, even though we talk about Will Anderson and Dallas Turner ad nauseum, he's saying the reason why Alabama's defense is going to be the best in college football, in his opinion, is because of the defensive line, and he singled out Byron Young, DJ Dale, Justin Boybe. He singled all three of those guys out. And he said these three are underrated guys, and that the Senior Bowl has an arrow upgrade on all three guys. And so we see in this tweet from Jim Nagy, it got me thinking, if Nagy's thinking this, because we've seen guys at Alabama that not too many people hold in high regard. They go down to the Senior Bowl, they dominate, they become first-round picks. You know, O.J. Howard went down to the Senior Bowl, dominated, became a first-round pick. Mac Jones went from being a lonely three-star to dominated at Alabama, went down to the Senior Bowl, dominated there, became a first-round pick. So we've seen this happen at the Senior Bowl. And we know Jim Nagy is a good evaluator, or a great evaluator of talent. My question is Freddie Roach. Freddie Roach this season, can he produce that one guy that can just take over the game from a defensive line perspective, or will he pop out multiple guys that can do it? That's the big thing. Because I think in Coach Roach's mind, he's feeling, okay, outside linebacker, we got dudes. Will Anderson is a dude. Dallas Turner is a dude. Chris Braswell, watch him this season. Potentially, dude. Jeremiah Alexander in the future, dude. He looks at the inside group, Henry To'o, everything falls into place, dude. Jalen Moody, going to get more opportunities this year, dude. Those young inside linebackers, Deontay Lawson, Kendrick Blackshear, ho-ho! If they hit the field, dudes. Demoy Kennedy, Giad Campbell, Sean Murphy, dudes. But you look at the secondary, Freddie Roach is thinking, Jordan Battle, he got it. DeMarco Hellams, strong. Malachi Moore, healthy, can do his thing. Brian Branch was on a tear to end last year. You got corners. Kool-Aid McKinstry, Kyrie Jackson, Eli Ricks. Freddie Roach is looking dead at this defensive line and is saying, this is on us. This is on me, and this is on us. We got to affect the quarterback. We got to stop the run. If we're going to have the number one defense in college football, because this is what Jim Nagy's saying now, this could be the number one defense in college football, starts with the defensive line. Freddie Roach knows it's on me, and it's on this position group right here. Can Roach produce at least one that can take over a whole game, be unblockable? Or can he pop out multiple guys that can do this, because according to Jim Nagy, he's saying this is an underrated group here on the defensive line. Boygby, Young, Dale, Arrow upgrades in terms of the Senior Bowl. This could be the number one defense in the country for Alabama, starting off with this defensive line. And then you have other defensive linemen that will get pivotal playing time this season. Jamil Burroughs, he going to be out there. That boy going to see action. He going to see time. Tim Smith going to see action. He going to see time out there. Jaheim Otis, the way this guy played in the spring, the way he has dropped weight, the way he has continued to work, he going to see action. He's going to be on that field. Jamarian Latham, I think he's going to see action. He's going to be on that field. And then there are other guys that may get some spotty time here or there. You know, guys like Tim King III, Damon Payne, maybe Anquin Barnes, maybe, you know, it's going to be a few guys out there that going to get a little bit of action out there. Going to get a little bit of action out there. But we shall see. The big question thing here is this defensive line consistently. Can it get after the quarterback consistently? Can it stop the run? And can this group really put Alabama in a position where it can win, not just where it can win a national title, but that this defense can be the number one defense here in the country? Because it's going to start with those young men up front on that line. But as always, Bama Nation, you want the best in news, notes, information, material, coverage, entertainment on your favorite program, that being the Crimson Tide. You can get this by accessing the Touchdown Alabama Magazine app. You download the app from the iPhone App Store if you're rocking Team Apple, Google Play Store if you got the Android phone. For your audio needs, check us out, iTunes or Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Spreaker, TuneIn Radio, Google Play, Overcast.fm, or iHeartRadio. We got you covered. If the good and gracious Lord sees fit, I'll be back on Wednesday, continuing the conversation that is Bama football. Remember, Tide fans, you can purchase individual copies of Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Have those sent to your door. That link found in the description. If you're trying to get the fresh edition, print edition of TDA the magazine, you go to touchdownalabama.com, click join, become a member or a subscriber today. That link in the description also. If you're trying to get your hands on the 4-finger bling necklace, 4-finger bling jewelry, courtesy of our guys at WeOwnTheFourthQuarter.com, that link in the description as well. Gotta shout out my man John Ivory in the production studio doing his thing today, welcoming me back to the set here of In My Own Words. Gotta shout out you, the outstanding fans of Bama football. All the love, all the donations, all the chats, all the interaction, all the phone calls, making this your show, your network, platform, channel, and space to talk Bama. Until next time, folks, husbands, love your wives. Wives appreciate, value those husbands. Children, continue doing the right thing, fun thing, smart thing, good thing, legitimate thing, to not be bored. Be sure to get yourself those 3 hearty meals a day, those 3 great laughs a day. Protect yourself, protect the loved ones around you. Enjoy watching Coach Saban and Bama speak tomorrow in Atlanta, SEC Media Days. Until next time, folks, I'm your man, Stephen M. Smith. You've been listening and watching In My Own Words.